You'll never lose with God. That's the title of today's video, and that's what I'm coming on here to talk about, right? Now, when it comes at least to my walk with Christ, right? And I feel like just in general within life, right? We feel like when we go through things in life, when we are met with trials and tribulations, when we are met with hard moments, we kind of tend to branch or put ourselves in the category of, oh, we are losing, or we are I'm taking L's. You know what I mean? I'm taking back-to-back L's. I'm taking losses, right? When we are not where we want to be in life, and when we are going through trials and tribulations, and it may be happening and accumulating in a certain time frame, we may view it or see it or perceive it, right, as us taking a loss or us taking L's, right? But I feel like not only when it just comes to serving God and living for God, but just in life in general, do we ever take a loss? Yeah, you may lose a basketball game, you may lose a football game, you may lose a family member, right? You may lose a car in a car accident, you know what I mean? You may lose a pair of shoes, anything like that, right? As far as physical, spiritual, or mental, right? We can quote unquote lose something, right? But like I said, with my walk with Christ and just in my thoughts, I feel like we don't really ever lose anything, especially when it comes to serving and living for God, right? If anything, and I know this has been said too, I'm pretty sure, if you clicking on this video, you heard this before. Oh, I don't take L's, or I don't view it as an L. An L is a lesson, right? It's a lesson. It's something that, I got taught and something that I can learn from, right? And I know it's cliche as it sounds or whatever. It holds truth and it holds validity, right? Because if we are able to sit back, right, when we are in those trials and tribulations, when we are in those tough moments, when we do lose something, right, we can sit back and instead of dwelling on it, instead of letting it control our mind and dictate our lives and just have like a hold over our brain, we can sit back, be present, and observe, okay, what can I learn from this situation, right? What can I do better going forward from this situation, right? Was this something that I really was supposed to have in the first place, right? If you quote unquote lost it, right? Sit back and start to ask yourself these questions. Ask these questions to God, you know what I mean? Pray about it. Write it down, you know what I mean? Talk about it. Not only with, yourself, but with other people, right? You know what I mean? Observe. Go back and observe when you, like I said, when you are in these trials and tribulations, or when you are taking these losses, right? Sit back and just observe in the present moment to see, was this really a loss? Can I really claim this as a loss? Can I really claim this as a loss? Or was it just something that I could learn or something that I wasn't meant to have, right? And I know this may be hard in the present moment when it comes to certain aspects and certain scenarios, right? Obviously, if you lose a job, you know what I mean, you're gonna be hurt, you're gonna be upset, which is normal. I'm not saying to not, feel some type of way if you do lose something, right? I'm not saying to just disregard it in general and just put it off to the side in general, like it doesn't matter or doesn't take effect over you in general, right? But I'm saying is not to let it build up to the point to where you give it so much thought, you give it so much life, you give it so much energy that it starts to control your mind, right? It starts to control your mind, and it starts to control your outlook on life and your mind in general, right? don't let it get to that point, right? I know not everybody's situation is the same. I know that things may end unfairly and things just tend to be unfair, but that's just life. You know what I mean? And things are gonna happen to you that you deem that were unfair, right? But don't let that cause you to become a bad person, or not even a bad person. I wouldn't say that. Don't let it cause you to do bad things or to have a bad outlook on life, right? Don't let that tarnish your light. Don't let that tarnish who you are as a person and what you try to carry yourself and go about life as a person, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. That's the point that I'm trying to nail home in this video, right? You know, like I said, with anything like a job or a car, yeah, obviously you're going to be upset. Obviously, you are going to be hurt and feel some type of way about it, right? But you got to be willing to understand that that thing happened for a reason, right? That thing happened for a reason, and it's going to coincide and go into something else, right? You may have lost that job because God had a better job planned for you down the line, right? You may have lost that car because in the future you may have enough money in order to get a better car, right? You know, just using those two as an example, right? Not everything has to be seen as so doom and gloom and just so negative, right? So with that being said, I want to put in a quick scripture that I feel like perfectly spoke to me when it came to this topic and just this situation in general, right? Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 8. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. Boom! Right there. Right there, man. It's being said right there, man. Literally everything that I've been going through as far as, you know, with my mental, my mind and stuff, and just, you know, with feeling like you losing and you taking L's, it's literally being explained right here. Don't be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be discouraged by this, because God will personally be there with you. He will go ahead with you to be there with you in that situation, to help carry you through that situation. You know what I mean? To help guide you through that situation. He will be with you, and he will neither fail you nor abandon you. I don't care what situation you may be going through. You may feel like he not there, but he always there, bro. He is always there in the heat of the moment. Right now, he with me as I'm recording this video. And with whatever bad situation, whatever trial and tribulation, whatever, you know, bad moment I may have in my life, he is there with me. He's there with me, and he won't abandon me at all. He will stay right here by my side, because he says it right here himself. So don't get caught up on feeling like you are taking L's or you are losing in life. No, man. Don't do that. You know what I mean? It's so much more that you could take away from that situation. And it's so much more that, you know, you have to live for. Don't let these things hold you down. You know you deserve better. You know you deserve better than to put these things on you and to let them weigh you down. Yeah, life gets tough. You know what I mean? Who am I to here to say that, you know, just to keep going? I ain't gonna feel 100% all the time. I'm gonna be down too. But I know right here that God said that he will be with me and never abandon me at all. So why should I let that bog me down? You know what I mean? Yeah, you go through trials. Yeah, you go through tribulations. But you never gonna lose with God. You will never fail with God. He won't fail you. If anything, it's just gonna be a trial for you to go through. That way you can better yourself and learn from it and to grow. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Nothing that's out of this world. Nothing that's like completely of new discovery. But just something that could be used as a quick reminder, not only to myself, but to anybody else who may be going through something also, right? So that's what I wanted to come on here and say. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.